Gird up thy loins now, like a man. I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me. Job 40:7. I got love for all my real brothers that are sincerely striving to do the will of the Father, because according to our Messiah, Yahushua, Matthew 12:50, he said those trying to do the will of the Father, that's your brother, right? But because of that, I have to let you brothers know that the Most High demands you to be a man, okay? Not a boy, not a real nigga, not a thug, not a pothead, not a hustler, not the best PS4, 5, 10 video game player, right? Not anything else. He demands that you be a man and that you gird up your loins like a man. What does that mean? Our forefathers would gird up their loins when they would work and when they would go into battle, right? That's two things that the Most High requires of us in order to be even considered men in his eyes, right? He demands that we go to battle. We go to war with these demons. Everybody's tempted, but are you fighting against them, right? He demands that you be a workman, right? That you're working in the scriptures, a workman in the word, rightly dividing the word of truth, 2 Timothy 2:15, right? But also, just as importantly, because some men are all physical, some men are all spiritual, you have to have that balance, right? Isaiah 33:6 says that wisdom and knowledge are going to be the stability of your times. This truth is all about finding that balance, right? Between the physical, you have to have the physical, and you have to have the spiritual. Spiritually in the word, right? Studying with your family, with yourself, praying, right? Fasting, all of these things. But also a workman as in working to provide for your family, making sure they're provided for, shelter, clothing, all the necessities. By the sweat of your face, you will eat bread, Genesis 3:16, right? If you are not providing for your own, especially for those of your own household, your family, the Most High says you are worse than an infidel. You are worse than a non-believer if you are not providing for them as a man, okay? That's 1 Timothy 5:8. So again, I say, thus saith Yahweh, I don't say, right? Gird up thy loins now, like a man. Now. He demands it of you. When? Now. And declare to him, right? With your words, in prayer. Make a vow to him if you need to. But more importantly, with your actions, right? Be a man of action. A tree is known by what? His fruits. If you aren't bringing forth good fruits as a man, then what kind of tree are you? Right? You're not a tree of the Most High if you're not bringing forth good fruits, right? Spiritually and physically. And you sisters, right? You sisters need to stop falling for so-called men that aren't even men according to the Most High, right? If you're a sister that follows the Most High, you call yourself a daughter of Zion or Proverbs 31 woman, whatever the case may be. You aren't that if you are going for and falling for men that aren't men according to the Most High, right? That's why so many hearts get broken, right? It's like not a week goes by that I hear about a sister that gets her heart broken, right? And guess what? The majority of the times it's because you sisters stay moving off of emotion and fall for potential instead of reality, right? Well, he could be a great dad. He could be a great husband. He could be a great leader. Only if this, right? Only if I could change this about him, right? That should be a red flag right there, right? That's a red flag that most continue to ignore. It is not your job as a woman to change a man, right? Whoever that person is in the moment, that's who they are, plain and simple. A tree is known by his fruit, not by his words, not by his potential, right? Whether it's a man or a woman. If a man's had rotten apples on his tree as long as you've known him, right? You got to stop acting like he's about to give off this prize-winning organic apples, right? When people show you who they are, you have to learn to believe them. Stop trying to convince yourself that a rotten oak tree is a fruitful, beautiful pomegranate tree, right? People are not what you want them to be. They are who they are. They are who the Most High made them to be, right? There's some vessels made to honor, some vessels made to dishonor. You can't turn one into the other when the Most High already made one to be what they are. You can't make straight what He made crooked, right? You can't hope somebody into being what they aren't. You can't even pray somebody into being what they have shown you time and time again that they don't want to be, right? So fruits over words, wisdom over feelings, right? Actions over talk. Maybe in time someone could change, right? But guess what? The time to change is now, right? The Most High said now, right? He said, choose ye this day who you will serve, right? This day, choose who you're going to serve, right? He said in Sirach 5 and 7, make no tarrying, right? And that's why I always tell brothers as well. I tell y'all brothers that y'all brothers asking me about finding a woman, right? What do I tell y'all? I tell you, if you really want a woman of the Most High, get yourself in order first, right? Make sure you can provide that bread for her. Can you feed her physically, spiritually? Can you provide a covering for her physically and spiritually, right? Because if not, there's no reason to even be looking for a female, right? And the same applies to you sisters. If you know a man can't provide for you, what are you doing? Brothers, gird up your loins and be a man or perish, right? Because the Most High is not dealing with the feminine men, right? Effeminate men are not going to make it into the kingdom. And you sisters, to put it plain and simple, you shouldn't even be talking to a dude unless he's a straight up soldier for the Most High in the spirit, right? If you want to be led, well, what is the verse that everybody likes to quote? 1 Corinthians 11 and 3, the order. It's Yahweh, Yahushai, the man and the woman. How can you as a woman follow a man and he's your head if he's not following his head? If he's not following after the example of Yahushai, right? And the scriptures, it compares Yahushai compared to the church, right, as the man is to the woman. So as Yahushai was protecting and teaching the church, right, spiritually, the man has to be able to do the same for you. If not, there's no point. It's completely out of order and the whole thing's going to fall apart. Cut off the head, so falls the body, right? So just a warning for y'all. These ain't the times to play in, man. I'm warning you right now. You can take heed or you can fall victim. It's all up to the Most High's will. Repent, get right as a man, as a woman, according to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who I give all praises, honor, and glory to. Shalom.